Hi guys, welcome to another audio video, and I'm reading 1 Samuel 27 of the King James Version Bible. And it reads, And David said in his heart, I shall not perish one day by the hand of Saul. There is nothing better for me than that I should speedily escape into the land of the Philistines, and Saul shall despair of me, to see me any more in any coast of Israel, so shall I escape out of his hand. And David arose, and he passed over with 600 men that were with him unto Achish, the son of Maoch, king of Gath. And David dwelt with Achish at Gath, he and his men, every man with his household, even David with his 2 wives, Ahinoam the Jezreelitess, and Abigail the Carmelitess, Nabal's wife. And it was told Saul that David was fled to Gath, and he sought no more again for him. And David said unto Achish, If I have now found grace in thine eyes, let them give me a place in some town in the country, that I may dwell there. For why should thy servant dwell in the royal city with thee? Then Achish gave him Ziklag that day, wherefore Ziklag pertaineth unto the kings of Judah unto this day. And the time that David dwelt in the country of the Philistines was a full year and 4 months. And David and his men went up and invaded the Geshurites and the Jezrites. Why am I saying Gersh? I don't know why I like to say that. The Jezrites and the Amalekites, for those nations were of old the inhabitants of the land, as thou goest to Shur, even unto the land of Egypt. And David smote the land, and left neither man nor woman alive, and took away the sheep, and the oxen, and the asses, and the camels, and the apparel, and returned, and came to Achish. And Achish said, Whither have ye made a road today? And David said, Against the south of Judah, and against the south of the Jerahmeelites, and against the south of the Kenites. And David saved neither man nor woman alive, to bring tidings to Gath, saying, Lest they should tell on us, saying, So did David, and so will be his manner all the while he dwelleth in the country of the Philistines. And Achish believed David, saying, He hath made his people Israel utterly to abhor him. Therefore he shall be my servant forever. Okay guys, so in this chapter we see where basically David is lying. So David had went and he smote the Jezreites, I hope I'm getting it right, not the Jerishamites. Alright guys, I can't remember these names, so I'm going back to the names, okay? The Jeshurites, the Jezrites, and the Amalekites. Okay, so those are the people who he killed. But if you look at it, he killed all of them so that no one could actually say that he did it. So there would be no witness, and that somehow makes you question, is David really such a beloved man of God, someone who would kill an entire village, an entire city? But if you recall, it was always God's intent for all the inhabitants of the land, the Amalekites, the Jeshurites, the Jezrites, to be killed. It was the Israelites that actually went ahead and made other bargains. So basically they were making other arrangements other than the arrangements that God had in store, had planned out for them. One such example is when they were to invade the city of guys, sorry, I'm kind of tired right now, my head kind of looped right now, but they tried to invade a city and they came against Rima, was it? No, they came against basically a prostitute who took them in and hid them, and what she did was that she saved them when they were spying in the land of Canaan. And so they had told her that if she does hide them, then they would actually save her family and all that is in her household when they come to utterly destroy all of Canaan, which they did. There you go. That's a perfect example of making an arrangement outside the arrangement of God, because God said, "You shall surely destroy all of them and chase them from the face of the land." Right? Utterly destroy them was the word, was a phrase used. And so David wasn't really doing anything that was against God's will, because, like I said before, all those people, that's why I'd said that the land of hope, all for those nations were of old the inhabitants of the land. That's what that phrase there is for, okay, to show you that those were the original inhabitants of the land, and it was already God's plan that they be smitten from the face of the earth. And so David was just aiding in God's plan right there, whilst saving himself, of course. Right? So, yes, guys, sometimes we'll look at things and they'll seem evil in our sight, but in God's sight, they are not evil because they were His original plan. And I mean, you're going to see many a times in the Bible where God told people to kill other people, not because He's a cruel God or anything, but because of the people vile ways and attributes that went against the will of God. And so He had to utterly destroy them, and He used His servants to do that from time to time. So remember, our ways are not the ways of God. So what we might think is cruel and vile in our eyes might just be what God had originally ordained to happen. Okay? For whatever reason it might be. Alright, guys, so I'm gonna leave you with that. Do have yourselves a blessed day. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification so you're alerted whenever a new audio video is posted. And guys, please also don't forget to share your thoughts, your revelation, and your comments down below in the comments section. And go ahead, walk in your salvation. Okay? And if you've not yet gained it, then seek it. There's no better time to begin than the current time. Have yourself a blessed day. Bye.